this lousy smarch get this bullshit over with. Salutations, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Greetings.
Gang's all here.
Gang's all here.
And me without my beverage.
A sad song on the album, Me Without My Beverage.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen.
Oh,
Jen!
Hey, I love your game picture. It's so pretty. Bolo,
The
roll.
bras.
And what's the A? James's guy?
Mm-hmm. A is for James.
How you doing, Jen? What's shaking?
Oh, you know, just the life stuff.
Tell them what we did the other day.
We watched Hamilton again. It always just cheers me up, you know?
How about you, James? Anything new and interesting?
Nah.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
To our health.
Well, boys, I think I'm still technically dead.
You're just sleeping. Sleeping the sleep of the almost dead.
That last game was fucking awesome.
When as they were about to cross the threshold back into the darker part of the forest, some magical vinage just closed off the path ahead of them. And that's where we find conscious Bolo, conscious yet shaken Artemis, and unconscious Roland.
Bolo's gonna take his axe and start hacking away at it.
He quickly finds himself in a Sisyphusian hacking endeavor as these vines get chopped apart and new ones grow in.
Artemis, can't you do something about this?
The forest doesn't want us to leave. The forest wants us to stay.
Bloody lackey, what are you saying? Then we march further in, we find this mysterious Cenarian court and just wring the answers of their weird army out of them themselves, eh? I like that plan, Artemis.
If you fancy a walk, looks around and puts his hands up shruggingly.
Bolo will hoist Roland and dump him in the boat and pour one of his potions of constitution down Roland's throat, rubbing his neck like a cat.
Roland heals for 2 hit points.
Right. Oh, what happened? The coward? Roland will stay. What's Artemis doing at the moment? Roland's going to approach him and point. You ran, coward. You ran.
Oh, you must forgive him, Roland. He's having a bit of a magical situation. Let the boy recover his spirits. We've decided that we're going to carry on southeast, find the Elven court, get to the bottom of all this bullshit.
Should we not go back to our horses?
Well, unfortunately, the path back seems to be barred by...
No, Bolo. Be our guest.
It would seem very well. It seems our way is barred. All right.
Roland was just dead, and I feel like he's just feeling the effects of being just dead.
Artemis is wavering between staring daggers at Roland and pouting petulantly.
Roland's going to take a moment and mumble some Elven words and use his cure wounds.
Roland, roll a d100. Yeah, Roland feels his magic coming into the world, and it successfully manifests itself physically. Artemis, are you watching, Roland?
He's going to just let out a scream, and he's going to run and kick this skeleton into dust. Office spacing on the skeleton's head. He just throws an absolute fit for about 5 seconds, and then doesn't even look over his shoulder, just starts walking away.
This wending path continues, and they hike for a goodly hour or more. The path begins to wind upwards on a slow grade. And as they continue their climb, they emerge through this light brush, and they emerge into the base of a woodland city. The party finds themselves suspended 100 feet up in the air among a seemingly magically crafted entanglement of branches that form platforms. And at the top of this entanglement of branches, intricately designed pagoda-like structure. The building is entwined with jade-colored vines and decorated with gold accents on the points of its crenellations. And a marble white and gold statue stands atop the pagoda, depicting a winged elven form in flowing robes. And as the party's taking in this majestic view of what Artemis and Roland know to be the city of Thutoradia, a couple of squabbling voices break the magic moment. They notice that on the platform on which they're standing, there are 2 elven men in green and brown leathers, and they're standing off to the side of the platform with some hunting gear at their feet.
Short interlude to refresh my beverage. Goes and proposes a new form of government. His own plan for a new form of government. Why do you always say what you believe?
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Why do you always say what you believe? Damn it, Davidson.
Yeah, what else?
Ooh, James, I wanted to flash a picture on screen to freak you out.
Is it a moth?
It's my baby. Maybe I'll have a Mothman baby.
No.
Do you ever think about Mothman or Mothra?
Mothra is fine because it's a dude in a costume. Actual moths scare me because they have erratic flight patterns and want to go into your ears, and that dust on their wings that nobody knows what it is. Scientists can't figure it out. They try, but their hard drives keep getting deleted. Like some of them got that weird spiral friggin' butterflies are just as bad too. They're the slightly more flamboyant asshole cousins of moths.
Good D&D monster fodder, though. I'll remember that.
Ooh, big scary moth. Ew. Ooh.
Flying right at Artemis and only at Artemis.
Pete, you made it.
Oh, I've been here. I heard the whole moth conversation. Did you not hear or see me?
No.
Yeah, I'm like talking about the time we were camping and a moth flew in my friend's ear and we had to go to the hospital. And these assholes are not giving me a chance to say anything. What the fuck?
Luring in,
we had
trying
to go
to
to
eat
the
his brain.
hospital in Peterborough and we had to wait. And it turned out the guy waiting in front of us, it was the same thing.
Get the fuck out of here.
Anyways,
Yeah, are we all here? Blessed be those who are together in a party once again. Yeah, and these two are just kind of like completely oblivious that the party has just emerged from the shrubbery and carrying on their discussion.
Bolo, this is the city of Thutharadia. I've not been here since I was a young child.
we going in heavy? His hand is going to drift towards his long sword. Or are you going to lie on some of your classic Roland charm?
Roland's going to just put his hand on top of Bolo's and say, "This is the Elven kingdom. I don't think we can go very far without detection. This may be an opportunity for us to find out more about Sener's disposition."
It's a little thing called diplomacy, Bolo.
I take your point entirely, Artemis, and straightening up, will proudly step out of their concealment towards the two gentlemen chatting, and in his shit bastard Elvish will say, "Good today, friend. How go Tergerben?"
The one says, "Oh, visitor to the city. Oh, what a lovely surprise this is."
Roland will step forward. He'll say, "Excuse my friends, Elvish. I am Roland. My companions and I are traveling and thought we might take our ease here in Thutharadia for this evening."
Artemis is going to step forward. Gentlemen, tell me, is there a place that I could procure some clothing in this town? A master of raiments, perhaps?
Lucas is taking care of the clothes, he's doing the dyeing and he's also doing the mending and the fabricating. Over at the Glade Bazaar, there's other, this.
I interrupt. Lucas, you said. Thank you, and starts walking away, and annoyedly over his shoulder signals Bolo and Roland to follow him.
Just go visit the council seat. You'll want to do that. Artemis, reaching the upper platform, sees a small shop stand of sorts with various colorful items of clothing set upon a tabletop and some colorful strips of cloth hanging from an overhead line drawn across the back of the shop.
Is this the clothing individual?
Yes, yeah. He kind of gestures over and he's got a few camp stools out front of his shop and he gestures to them.
Artemis will step over and take a seat.
He's casually tying off some cloth and going about his business and says, "Strangers to the city, that's a welcome diversion and a welcome change. Be welcome here, friends," and turning to the party, makes the traditional bow. "You look as though you may have risen early in the morning and trekked long."
This is indeed true. Can you suggest some lodging for the evening?
"Certainly. Sothi's Inn," then he gestures off to the northwest. He's kind of got a leery sort of looking at the party as he's conveying this information. "Are you aware of the situation, and are you here to do something about the situation?"
Artemis looks shocked that he's speaking so candidly. No, we're just looking for some clothes, but perhaps if you wanted to continue that discussion later this evening.
Your suggestion, agent, is a good one. Let's meet after dark, outside of where you came in. I'll bid you good day for now, and under his breath he says, stay away from the council seat. And he gestures to the side of his counter, and he has some clippings of what the party recognizes to be Tulsi herb.
Well, party, shall we proceed to Southes and see what else we can discern?
I need to seek someone out.
So we have Bolo and Roland heading off towards the market area, and Artemis beelining for the residential.
Yeah.
Bolo is keeping his eyes open for what may look like a clothier or a outfitter.
Elvish craft work is second to none.
The odds and swords shop has caught my eye.
Coming to the stall front, they see a medium-built elven woman. She looks up, smiles in a friendly manner towards the two, and greets them semi-formally in Elvish. Welcome to Sleeps Among Beasts, my traveling shop. I am Delphian. You seem to maybe need some provisioning looking at the state of your clothing.
The journey here was somewhat arduous.
If you've come through the woodlands and there is something afoot, perhaps you would visit the council seat and speak with the council members there.
Very kind advice of you, madam.
A pleasure talking to Delphiana.
And your friend is eviscerated garb. I have probably a large-sized tunic he could wear.
Very well to do, miss, but I'm looking for a magical cape, killer underwear or something to that effect. Do you know what I'm saying, miss? I got my shinies. Rolling, these people are strange.
Manners.
I am having a perfect meta out-of-body experience where I've now played 2 D&D games with Davidson this week, and in one, his character went to buy the most basic bog-standard clothes he could, and the first thing they offered him was magical things, and now his character's like, I want the magic, and this DM is like, no, sorry, mundane shit only here.
Bolo would fucking kill for prestidigitation pants right now. those waiters.
Yeah, self-cleaning hip waders. And self-repairing, too.
Can you tell me anything more about the leadership of the council? As I have not been here since I was quite young, has Senair changed?
It was some tens of years ago. There was a tragic death of one of the council members, a hideous accident near the groves in the northwest, and the then council of 6 was 5. There was some bit of turmoil. Council member Erasmus was then elected to lead the council, and things were much more settled after that time. Here in Tutaradia, we tend to the forest and we take care of the creatures.
Oh, thank you for your time, Delphine. We bid you good day. Oh, wait, you were going to buy a tunic? Or
Bolo's just standing there and will uncomfortably point at a traveling set. How much for the one?
Maybe we'll leave Bolo and Roland can pick up Artemis.
So Artemis has been sitting with his notebook open. He's mostly concentrating his watch on the house, which he knew, at least formerly, was the home of his previous master, Dakos. Being the kind of fellow that goes about things in an oblique way, he's going to look around the street.
See a young lady striding by, crossing the courtyard, kind of near to Artemis.
Okay. He will step up a friendly distance away from her. terribly sorry to trouble you. I'm looking for someone, a man that lived in that house over yonder. Pray tell, do you know if he still resides within?
You must mean the venerable Master Dakos, but I believe Master Dakos is out of the city.
Artemis is going to nod in thanks and then take his leave the corridor, cast a couple glances over his shoulder, and hurry out of this section.
Alrighty. He would see Bolo and Roland stepping away from Delphiana's shop there.
Yeah, he'll approach them.
Ahoy, Artemis, how fare ye? Did you know
Mhm.
like trading money for magical things here?
They're also exceedingly rare, and these items are often kept within families and clans.
This perfectly reasonable information goes clear over Bolo's head. Queer folk!
Bolo and Artemis are feeling mental weight bearing on them.
Artemis will bring this up actually and say, does anyone else feel a little out of sorts?
Seems like it's Tulsi time, me boykies.
I'll down a dosage of Tulsi time.
Artemis, were you able to discern anything about the orc happening staying safe?
I'm beginning to think that the oppression we feel on our heads has taken its toll on, as he says this, he's going to look around at the bustling commercial district around them and say, everyone here. I do not know that our lines of questioning will get us too far.
Blimey, Artemis, you may be right. We got a big licking problem here.
And I only have 2 doses of this powder left. You?
Don't worry about that. And he pats his fanny pack.
Well, perhaps we should find our accommodations for the evening, fellows.
I think we should absolutely not visit the council. Very curious to see what Lucas has to tell us. Well, I suppose that we can find rest at the inn. Hold on.
Artemis just looks at Roland and is like, yes, that is how cities work, forest man.
Oh, take it, Tulsi. Roland, what are you thinking?
Yeah, Roland's going to dose himself. What I meant is, I'm sure we can find accommodation at Sothie's Inn. Relibate.
Drink.
Am I the only one that gets weird cravings for Arby's?
Yes.
Alrighty. So Sothie's.
So Artemis knows where Sothis is. It's over there.
I take them there.
Super. The inn takes up a large part of the what did I draw over there? That's someone else's drawing. There's an Arby's yeah, that thing. Oh god.
Oh, my hunger, sir.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh, that's cheers. Cheers, James. Yep.
Yeah. Cheers.
I salute you. Sothie's Inn, if a kind of country longhouse were transformed into stone and vine work, 2 floors, lit windows shining onto the courtyard in front.
Let's try and find a table that is somewhat inconspicuous.
Bolo will start making loud, false talk about visiting the council.
A round of drinks, gentlemen.
Indeed, I will just caution we should keep our wits about ourselves this evening.
Roland will head to the bar and inquire about libation.
A stunningly beautiful, platinum hair, blue eyes, medium build woman almost appeared out of nowhere, standing beside their table. And she says, I am the proprietress here. My name is Sothiadel, and it is a pleasure to meet you.
I am Roland. This is my companion, Bolo. And Artemis.
I'm referred to as Hard Starlight.
We are always welcoming travelers here in Tutaradia. Of course, I will bring you drinks at once. Together they scan the room. Roland, with his keen eyes, notices 3 ladies looking towards the party every now and again.
Strumpets.
It seems we have some admirers, and quickly flick his eyes in that direction.
Artemis isn't even going to look, he's just going to nod.
Bolo, how do you feel about the fair sex?
Well, I usually use my hands, Roland. How do you do it?
How do you feel about
Being a professional traveler, you might want to talk to some of the locals.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Roland. Bolo will strut over to the ladies and he'll say, "Aye, you ladies like the council then?"
Oh my god. I'm so glad we sent in our crack agent. We've got this.
You look like you're a lot more fun than some stuffy old elven council. Just tell us more about your adventures.
You ever fight a living tree before? They're big.
2 glasses of clear liquor just appear in her hand, and she offers one to Bolo and says, "Tell
Bolo
us more
takes-
about your adventures."
Bolo takes the shot and drinks it, and then takes the other one out of her hand and drinks it.
She, leaning on the counter, produces another of these glasses and hands it to Bolo.
Which he takes and downs immediately. Oh, what can you tell me about your fine leader, the tiramisu?
The leader of the council seat is named Erasmus. He's a fine enough elf. Let's not talk of Erasmus. He's not interesting. Bolo's feeling really, really good at this point.
He's going to deliberately look over at Roland and give him a big thumbs up.
Roland's going to turn to Artemis and say, I think our friend here has put himself in a position. This can serve as a distraction while the meet with Lucas happens.
He looks over towards Bolo and raises an eyebrow towards you.
Over all of this, you just hear, 15 wolves!
I'll meet you by the eastern entrance of the city. And with that, head out the door. My plan is to hide myself in the shadows and see if I'm being pursued.
Artemis is going to ask Sothie if she could have the key brought over to his table. Thanking her, he will take the key, leaving his wine that was barely touched on the table, and make his way to his room.
We pick up Bolo again. The auburn hair one is going to suggest to Bolo that they retired upstairs to continue the party. And I'll just let Bolo ruminate for a week on what he could tell us about his goings-on in that room.
GG, guys.
Well, thank you guys. Great roleplay.
Thanks, gents. That was awesome.
Catch you all on the flippity flop.